Hello and welcome back to Vanircreations tutorials. Today we're going to be making this beautiful Dreamcatcher suncatcher wall hanging with 3 cluster crystals. You can choose to have the crystals in your kit or not, and you can choose the colours of the string and the crystals. Here I've used rose quartz, which are the 3 pink stones you can see on the side here. We do have a kit for this tutorial, so if you'd like to purchase that, it will be linked down below. Next up I will show you all the materials you'll need for this kit, but if you do purchase the kit you will have everything you need other than scissors and a glue gun. The first thing you want to do is get your string. I'm using lilac, and your hoop, your 13-inch hoop, and we are gonna just tie the string on just lightly, and then we're gonna start wrapping around, so round, round and round, and then every time I'm wrapping around I'm just pushing up in the centre, so then the string goes nicely around the hoop and doesn't start going diagonal. So wrap and then just push up mainly in the centre. You want to make sure you've got no gaps there. And do it as neat as you possibly can. So pushing up here in the centre more than you would on the outside, because the outside can spread out more because it's a circle. And then just keep wrapping all the way around. So as you come in to the end, keep wrapping where you'll meet yourself. Leave yourself a bit of string to play with and then cut your string off. Now I'm going to like unravel where you tied that like loose knot in the beginning. So it should just come undone. And I'm going to get, now we're going to glue this down. So before I glue it down, I'm just going to make sure the whole of my hoop is covered, can you see? So it's nicely covered. Move it along so that it covers everything, and make sure both your ends are going to meet on the inside of your hoop here. And then that's probably best to glue a bit before we cut. So a little bit of glue, doesn't need much, glue gun. And press down and do the same on the other side. Sorry, I didn't mention that you need to heat your glue gun up for this part. A little bit again. There we go. And now I'm going to cut these little ends off like so. And now I'm going to glue down these bits that are like sticking up here. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue in the middle. And then you can use your scissors. I just go for it these days, and I think I've probably lost the feeling in my fingers. I've burnt them that much with my glue guns. But yeah, try not to. And then a little bit at a time, I'm just going to use the nose of my glue gun to kind of You can see there, push down any bits of fraying string. And that seems to be working pretty well. But yeah, don't use too much. Less is more, and you can always go in later if any bits start fraying off and glue it down again, but normally that should be fine. So there is your hoop. And next we're going to do the web. I've got my thread, and we're going to tie it on. I always like to tie it on around the same area where I've just glued the ends together. So we just go round the hoop here, and then literally just tie it in just a normal knot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, let's go for 6. Cut off the end not too close to the knot because it'll unravel. And you've got your thread on your hoop. Now, best thing to do is get something to measure the distance between each section. So if you get a piece of string and then measure it, I would say around 5 centimeters is a nice length. And then if you cut that string, you can use cardboard as well. Sometimes I use cardboard, but this is just what I had handy today. And you can just use that as a measuring gauge. So you can literally use anything. I'm going to use string. And then measure with that to where you're going to go around with your thread for the first time. So go around, make sure you're going in between 2 different wraps of string to make it nice and neat, and then go through this loop here, and then just pull, take your time with it, and then again do the exact same thing that we've just done. Find your 5 centimeter point, go around the back and through this loop here. Let's get rid of that. Keep going around doing that very same thing. Measure. Some of you might be able to do it by eye and you won't need to measure some of you. If you want it super neat, can use a measuring gauge. And just keep going around, so we just go round the back and then through the loop you've created. I've got plenty of videos on how to make Dreamcatcher webs, so if you want to look at a few of us before you start yours, that is totally fine. But you're literally just doing the same thing every time. You just go round the back, all the way around the hoop, and then through the loop you've created. So when you've gone all the way around your hoop, creating them segments, you should marry up here. So I've got like a width here that's got no string. So we're going to go straight to this part where you began, pull the first segment out, get your thread and go through that. And then that's creating your first little triangle there. And then you're going to do that with every one. So pull out, pop your thread through. So we've gone through 2 there. Again, pull the segment out and through. And you're going all the way around. This is pretty much what you do now till your Dreamcatcher is completed. So we just pull out, pop the thread through, pop the thread through. And when you go all the way around again, now you're going to pull out the second segment. So you're just literally pulling out the next row of triangles, I guess they make little triangles, so you just go through each one. And you keep doing that round and round and round. Oh, we need to add our beads when we get round to the beginning again. See, my thread's unravelled quite a bit. It happens, but it won't happen with yours if you've bought the kit, because if you've bought the kit, I'll already have it on a little reel for you, which is much easier than using these. Right, when you've come all the way around again, so we've gone round once the original time, second time and a third time, and you know you're back at the beginning because you've got your little bit that you've glued down there and where you originally tied on. Just going to go around once more, and then I'm going to cut and add my beads. So now I'm going to add these beads to the web. So as you can see, I've added all these to this thread here. First I've added a small gold, then 2 clear, then another gold, and then 3 rose quartz chips, and then I've done that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. So oh, it's going out of so there you can see there is a gold, 2 clear, and then 3 rose quartz chips, and then do that 6 times. There will be enough in your kit if you're buying the kit, which will be linked down below. And next we're going to tie these 2 pieces of thread together. So just a normal knot. Oh, getting tangled there. Just a normal knot. You're just literally tying these 2 pieces of thread together. I'm going to tie about 6 times, I think. We don't want it to come undone, which it never does, but I always worry. And then when you've tied the knot, cut them 2 ends off, not too close so it doesn't unravel. And you should have something that looks like this. Oh, have to be careful when it's got the beads on it because it can tangle quite quickly. And then we're going to carry on doing what we were doing before, pulling out the segments and just going through with the thread. So the next one is here, and we just go through. Don't worry about where the beads are at the minute. You can move them around after. And then when you've met back round at your beads, I'm just going to pop that under my hoop, and then I'm going to start spacing out the beads. I'm going to space them out, but I'm not going to do it perfectly till the end when I've completed the web. So at first I'm just going to space these out so that they're not all in one place, because what's going to happen if I leave them there, the web is going to become uneven. So I'm just going to space them out so I can carry on webbing, and then at the end I'll space them out properly, make it all pretty. On webbing round until we get to the centre, so just keep, even though the beads are on now, you still just do the exact same thing, pulling out and going through, pull it out the next one and through. So when you come into the end, you'll have something that looks like this. I've gone round, so I'm just going to count now how many lines I've done, so then you know when you're at this stage. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15. So around 15 times you need to go around weaving. It might be a little bit more or a little bit less. And I should be able to now pull. There you go. Yeah, that's perfect. So you just literally pull your thread up and it should bring your web together like that. And then I'm going to cut. So I've got a bit of thread to work with. And then I'm just going to tie this centre. So how I do that is I'm going to go through one segment here and then up through another in the centre and then pull. I'll show you again because I don't think I explained that properly. So down through one segment, up through another, and then through the loop that you've made. So this loop here now, that thread needs to go through it. So I'm going to do that one more time. So we go down through a segment, and then up, but through the loop that you've just made, and then just pull. And then I'm just going to cut that off, not too close so it doesn't unravel. And that is our web, and now I'm going to space all these beads out to make them look nice. And now I've spaced them all out, it's looking a lot nicer, and on to the next part. What you're going to do is get a small jump loop from your kit. So there's going to be small ones and then large ones. So we're going to start with the small. Just open them up like that. Grab one of your chains, you'll have 3 chains like this in your kit. And then pop it through the very last hoop. And your moon, the top hole of your moon. And then close that up. And then get another small one. Open up, pop it through one of your small glass prisms, and also pop it through the other hole in your moon and then close. And then put 2 jump loops around this one here, this prism. So one round the top, one round the bottom, and then also through this chain here, through the top of it. So you should have something that looks like that. So you've got your prism, 2 jump loops attaching to the chain, and then at the bottom your moon charm with one of your prisms in the middle of that. Then grab a large jump loop, open that up and pass it through the bottom of your small prism and close. And now we're going to move on to one of the sides, so grab another chain, small jump loop, open up through one of your small prisms and through the bottom of your chain. Ooh. Through the bottom of your chain, if I can do it. There you go, and then close. And then get another jump loop, open up, through a prism, and then through another prism. And close up. Oh! Just pop that back on there. Then grab another jump loop, open up, through the top of one of these star charms, and then through. So it's like this. And do the exact same for this one. So next, when you've got all three of them done, you're just going to do the exact same for that one as you've done there. Open up your large jump loop and pop it through your large prism, and then bring it back down so that it's around your prism like this, your large one. That should hold quite firmly. And then do the same for these. These are large jump loops I'm using for the prisms, and you just pass it through. It's a lot easier to do the small ones than it is the large. But if you are struggling with getting the jump loops around this large one, you can use wire, which will be in your kit. So now you've done all that, we're just going to use another large jump loop, pass it through one of these small prisms, and then pass it through the middle two legs of your star and close up. Do the same on the other side. So that's them two done. And now your middle one. Large jump loop, open up, through your large prism where you've already added a jump loop onto it, and through the bottom of that one there, and close. Now we're going to cut the chains for these two. So, where is my ruler? I don't know where my ruler is. There. Got my ruler. And just measure . Measure 20 centimetres and cut 2 pieces of chain from your long piece of chain . 20 centimetres long. What might help is putting them right up against each other. And then you can see that they're exact same. It's alright if they're not exactly 20 centimetres, but you need to make sure that they are the same length as each other. And then you're going to grab a large jump loop, open it up, pass it through your icicle prism. Oh! It's not good. Pass it through your icicle prism, and then through your chain. Ah! No. Right, first you're going to pass it through the chain. That's going to work better. Then through the icicle, and then close it up. That's better. Open up your your jump loop. Put the chain on first, then get your icicle prism, put one part of it through one hole and one through the other, which does hurt your fingers a bit, but you'll be alright. And there are your 5 chains ready to go on the bottom of your hoop. Next, get your wire and cut 5 pieces of wire about 15 centimetre lengths. Just cut the wire 15 centimetre lengths. We're going to use this to wrap the chains to the hoop of the Dreamcatcher. Next we're going to add the first chain to our Dreamcatcher. So how we do this is we go around the bottom here, in between 2 pieces of wrapped string, and then round the back. So I've attached that chain by the jump loop. Doesn't matter, you can put the jump loop on afterwards if you really need to. But I like to put it on first. And then we can attach this really securely. And then twist at the back your wire. And then I don't cut them off till the end. So as you can see, I've just attached that with the wire. Next we're going to add this chain to the hoop, but first I'm going to cut a piece of wire to 8 centimetres and use that as a measuring gauge. So I'm going to use my ruler here, find where 8 centimetres is, and then cut that to exactly 8 centimetres. And now I'm going to use this as my little measuring tool. So I'm going to bend it slightly, put it along my hoop, and then I know that that's where I'm going to attach my next one, 8 centimetres. Wrap around. So measure along and then add your next wire there. So I've added the circular one, the icicle, and now I'm going to add a star, and then you're going to do the same on the opposite side. So get your, oh, I'll need that to measure along. Get another 15 centimetre bit of wire. Pop it around your Dreamcatcher. And twist at the back. So now we're going to add this one on this side. I'm going to try and show you in a bit more detail on how I twist it. So get your 8 centimetre, just checking it there. Right, 8 centimetre piece of wire and measure again. Get your 15 centimetre piece of wire. Find your point. I'm going to put my chain through the wire. So it's just at the bottom of the base there. Put the wire around the back of the hoop. So it kind of slots in between 2 pieces of wrapped string. like that. I'm just going to move this a little bit up, a little bit up here. And then I'm going to turn round, might be a bit difficult with all these chains on it. I'm just going to show you how that I twist it. So I just grab the two pieces and twist at the bottom. And then I cut. It's about, I'd say like, how big would that be? Like half a centimetre I leave, about half a centimetre. And then get your scissors and push that down. You can either push it down that way, or I like to push them up. Like that. It looks nice and neat. I'm going to do the other ones as well because I've got a few others sticking up here, so I'm just going to put them down now. Cut them to about half a centimetre. And pop them down. And now I'm going to do the very last one, which is another one of the star ones. Also, just keep checking that it's symmetrical, but you shouldn't have problems with that if you've measured it correctly. $15cm piece of wire and 50 centimetres of chain. And we're going to find the top. So what you're going to have to do now is hold it up. I'm holding it up, and find the centre at the top where it will hang, so it's not lopsided or anything. So you're going to have to use your eye to do this. So I've just held it up then and found the point where I want to add my wire. So I've put the wire up, wrapped the wire around the base. Now I'm going to add my chain, and I'm just going to twist that together like I did before. Make sure your chain's at the top. And then cut. And push down that little bit at the top there. That's what I've just done. So that's your chain at the top. And then when you've added your chain at the top, you should have one of these double looped jump loops. So this one will be like doubled like this, so that you can open up. Just open it up slightly, one side, and add it. Oh, there's a bit of chain there that's not come off right. I'll just cut that dodgy bit of chain off. And I'm going to add this jump loop to the very end of the chain. And that's what you're going to hang it with. So we're going to hang it now, and then we're going to add the rest of the chains. Now we're going to add 25cm chains to each side. So get one of your small jump loops, pass it through the very end of a 25cm piece of chain. Here, can you see that? Just checking. And then you're going to add it to the very top chain here. Can you see that? So I'll just move you a bit closer. Pop it inside the jump loop, and then that jump loop around that chain there, and then close up. There, you can see that. So I've added that jump loop to the top chain there, and then to the chain that you've just done with the 25cm. I'll show you on the other side as well, so don't worry if you can't see. Then get another small jump loop, add it to the other side of the chain here. So then add that jump loop to the chain here, and then add it to the star, just the chain just underneath the star, or if it's a moon that you've put at the top. Just add it to that chain there. Get another 25cm chain and another jump loop. Do the same on the other side, so add the jump loop to the chain, and then add that jump loop to the very top chain, and then close that jump loop. These are the small jump loops that I'm using, I did say before. Get another jump loop, add it to the other end of this piece of chain, this 25cm piece of chain, and then add it to the same chain that you added this one to. It doesn't matter where you add these jump loops, as long as it's high up in this centre bit. So it looks like that. Now I'm going to get a 40cm piece of chain. So this is a 40cm piece of chain, and I'm going to add that to one side, and now we're going to add it to this second chain in at the top and close up. Get another jump loop, small jump loop, that'll be in your kit. Open up, add it to the chain there, and then it's the second one in on the other side, and close up. And there you have your lovely chained pattern in the centre. And that is your Dreamcatcher complete. Now I'm going to add the crystals to the Dreamcatcher here, if you have got that option. And I'm going to add them in like a cluster here. So you will need your own glue gun for this. Glue guns are just the best for everything. And then grab your glue gun, put a dollop of glue, hot glue, on a tumble stone, and then I'm adding it to the side here. That should fix straight away. Grab your second one. And then your third. You can, thing with these is you can add them wherever you want. You could put one there, one there, one there. But I like to do them in clusters. And that is my 3 tumble stones added to my Dreamcatcher.